My first class with you. Today we will start the learning of transport of food and materials in plants with all of you. So let's start and like it will be a very interesting journey of 6 days. So let's start. First we'll check out at a glance. So transport system. Okay, I want to choose a nice color for you all. Okay, so first day what do you all want? Let's okay, let's choose the blue color. Now, at a glance, transport system is called the vascular system. So, this whole transport system is equal to the vascular system. So, they both are same. Now, it consists of xylem and phloem. So, these two are the now vascular system can also be divided into two parts, xylem and phloem. Okay, check out the spellings are written already over here. Xylem, phloem. Next. Xylem. Now, what does xylem do? Xylem transport water and minerals from the roots in the upward direction. Now, tissues are a chapter in class 7. I have done it. You may see it if you like. Then you will understand more about the xylem and the phloem. So, what does xylem do? Xylem transports water and minerals in the upward direction. And phloem transport food prepared by the leaves to all other body parts. So, phloem can transport. Now, see, so xylem can transport only in the upward direction because water is present in over the ground. And the xylem and the roots absorb water over here and the xylem takes them upwards. But in case of the phloem, it can go anywhere because the leaf, suppose the leaf is situated here, it will supply food to this part. Okay, so it goes up and then to the roots also, then it goes down. Okay, I hope you all understand. Okay, next, roots not only help to fix the plant but also absorb water and mineral from the soil. Okay, so what is the work of the root? There are two main works of the root. First, to fix the plant to the soil. Okay, this you mark as number 2 and to absorb the water and minerals from the soil. Why number 2? Because the most important function is to absorb water and minerals from the soil. After that comes to fix the plant. Next, plants absorb water and minerals from soil through root hairs by the process of osmosis. Now, what is the process of osmosis? What do you mean by osmosis? This will come in this part. It's written, but now for now you just learn about the water and minerals are absorbed by the root through the process of osmosis. Now, transport of plants are characterized by three main processes. What are these three main processes? You have diffusion over here, osmosis, and active transport. You will come to know about them later and you will get the spellings, I suppose. Check the book for your spellings. Now see, it is a process in which water molecule moves from an area where there are more number of water molecules to the area where there are less number of water molecules through semi-permeable membrane. Now let's read this once more. It is a process in which water molecules move from an area where there are more in number to an area where there are less in number. Okay, that means suppose you have learned in chemistry, all of you, I suppose you have two water molecules over here and you have four water molecules over here. So if the process of osmosis is taking place, then what will happen? The water molecules will transform over here. No, let's not take four. Let's not take four. Let's take something that is more in number. Let's take 5. So what will happen then? This will transport to here. Understood, right? So until they make a same concentration in both the cases. And what will happen in 5? Let's check out. They have 2, so they give out 2. 2 and they give out 1. 5 cannot also be taken. 6. Okay, so let's say for example 6. What will happen? 1 will go over here, 3 and 5. So yeah, it goes on like that. Suppose I take 2 over here and 0. 0 over here I take a very less amount of number. Suppose here is 2 and here is 0. So what will happen? One molecule will go over here and it will like make the concentration same. And so the osmosis process will be taking place. Okay. So next let's start. Plants absorb minerals from the soil through root hairs by the process called active transport. So water is taken by the form of osmosis, and minerals are taken in the form of active transport. I already told you active transport. So now let's learn what is this active transport. Now see, in this process, molecules of minerals move from an area of low concentration to area of high concentration by using energy. See, suppose you are having two molecules of say potassium over here and 0 molecules of potassium over there. Okay, so what will happen? Now it will go from the low concentration part to the now it will not equalize right now. So let's take 2 and let's take 1. So what will happen? This molecule will also go here. And what is needed for that? Because in general what happens? This molecule goes over here, right? In general what happens? So in general case it's not happening over here. So what is required? Energy is required. So by using energy we can get this. Okay? Next. The upward movement of water and the minerals from roots to stem is known as ascent of sap. Now what is a sap? The upward movement of water and minerals from the roots to the stems and leaves is known as water flows down. You have already learned in chemistry that water flows from higher level to lower level. But what happens in this case? Water transports upwards. So this is known as ascent of sap. This is also energy is also required for this process. Now what is a sap? Sap is a mixture of water and some other minerals. Okay, suppose potassium. Okay. Next, plants lose excess of water through transpiration. It also exerts a force on water so that it can move upwards in the stem. Now see what happens. What happens in case of a liquid? What happens in case of a liquid? A liquid always absorb water. A liquid always absorb water. Suppose you keep a liquid. Suppose you keep a sorry. This is a big container, and here you keep one tube, and here you keep another tube. And here is like this is not this part I'm erasing. This part nothing is there. Now what will happen? You will notice that water molecules over here and here will be same because they are finding a contact place over here. Okay, so that means water will equalize itself. Okay. Next, so this also happens in case of transpiration. When in a plant body, suppose this is a plant body, and water is over here but not over here, and there is a contact, then what happens? Water automatically comes over here. Transpiration means what? Water is going away in the form of water vapor, right? Okay, so I think I made you understand. Now transpiration is a chemical process, so you know there will be some rate or in this process also. Time of the day, temperature, humidity, wind and light. Time of the day, it happens only in days. Temperature, humidity, wind and light. Now see, what are the helping of transpiration? Transpiration helps to cool the plant, number 1. Number 2, it also helps in maintaining the concentration of the sap. Okay, not here. No, the bracket is not over here. Okay, the bracket is not over here. The bracket is over here. Okay. Next, the transport of food from the leaves to other parts of the plant is known as translocation. Okay. Suppose through a phloem, the food goes from leaf 1 to leaf 2. So then what will be the process? Translocation. Next, plant nutrition and elements required for the growth and development of the plant. Plants nutrition are the elements required for the growth and development of the plant. Suppose you will see over here that the plant requires certain things for their growth like potassium, calcium, sodium. Okay, so these are needed. So these are the elements or the minerals that are needed. Next, we go to terms to know. Now see over here, root pressure. The pressure developed in the roots due to continuous inflow of water. So due to this root pressure, active transport occurs. Next, ascent of sap. The upward movement of sap that uh, contains water and minerals from the root. I already told you what is a sap and ascent of sap also. Transportation, the process of transporting water, minerals and food all over the body. Now see, transportation, not translocation. So only water and minerals go through transportation. Through translocation, food travels. Vascular tissue, the tissue that performs the function of transport all over the plants. You know what are they? Xylem and phloem. Next, osmosis is the process in which water molecules move from an area where there are more in number to where there are less in number through a semi-permeable membrane. Now, I want to make clear one thing. Suppose you have two molecules of H2 over here and zero molecules of H2 over here. Now in case of osmosis, you will have a semi-permeable membrane. Now what is the semi-permeable membrane? A membrane which allows only certain substances to pass through it, but not all. Only a few, a certain substances, okay? Active transport, what is that? The process by which molecules of minerals move from an area of lower concentration to an area of higher concentration by using energy. I already told you about it. Okay. Infograph, let's take a look over there. Now, movement of water and minerals through the root hair. Okay, now see what happens. Here are all the soil. The root hairs are over here, plunging out. Now they are getting inside that, and there are a number of layers, and this is the xylem. Every layer has a semi-permeable membrane, okay, or a cell wall also. Next, the main function of a phloem is to transfer the prepared food material from the leaf to the storage organs and the growing regions. Growing regions for what? Taking up food. And storage for what? Storing food. Simple. This is a complex tissue as it is made of 4 kinds of cells. Now what are these 4 kinds of cells? Companion cells, sieve plates, not structure. Don't write structure. Sieve plate, sieve cells, parenchyma. And phloem fibers are also there, okay? I'm writing the spelling, okay? Next, the section of a stem showing xylem and phloem. Upward arrow indicating movement of water through xylem, downward arrow indicating movement of food through the phloem. But do not think that only food moves downwards. Food can move in all directions. Okay? Next, you just see water is also moving and food is simultaneously moving. Food can move here and there. But it will not flow to xylem. It will flow only to xylem parenchyma as it is living. All other xylem cells are dead. Okay. Okay. Now see. Xylem is mainly responsible for conduct of water and minerals from the roots to other parts of the body. They are made up of 4 types of cells. They are xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers. You know the xylem spelling I am writing. Xylem fibers. Xylem vessels. Xylem, just write down over here. Xylem. Xylem tracheids. Okay, these pits are not required. Paired pits and pits are not required. Okay, so you'll understand, right? Now which one is living and which one is dead? In phloem, only all the cells are living except phloem fibers. In xylem, all the cells are dead except xylem parenchyma. I hope you understood. Thank you so much. Bye.